Hey, what's up guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video I have bad news, or at least for me these are really bad news. If you haven't seen my last video, or if you're new to the channel, I just purchased this 2012 JK Wrangler. It's a two-door version and it has 71,000 miles on the engine. Let me show you a little bit of this Jeep on the outside. So it's a pretty clean Jeep. And it only has 71,000 miles. And by the way, this is my other Jeep. This is a Jeep Cherokee XJ that I absolutely love, and I've owned this Jeep for at least 3 years now, and I have to do a couple of things to it, such as replacing the tires that are completely gone. But today's video, it's all about this Jeep, and I have to tell you something that just happened to this Jeep, and it's kind of a bummer, but hear me out. I'm gonna explain everything to you. And if you're thinking of buying something like this, a Jeep Wrangler JK, at least from the years 2012 and 2013s, hopefully it helps you to make a better decision. Alright, so what happened? I bought this Jeep 3 weeks ago, and I bought it in a very small dealership. I did everything I could to make sure the Jeep was in good condition, and to make sure that the engine was running fine and the gearbox was fine, the suspension seems to be fine. There were also a couple modifications done to the Jeep that for sure doesn't help with the resale value of it, but to me it was good, and there were a couple good things done to the Jeep. I started driving the Jeep for 1 week. The Jeep was doing perfectly fine. And so one day I was coming back from work and I noticed that there's a check engine light on the dash. So I put my computer and it gave me a cylinder 3 misfire and multiple cylinder misfire. There were actually 2 codes. At that point it wasn't a big deal for me, because you know that could be fixed with just spark plugs or ignition coils or something like that. So that happens, and it's usually a very easy fix. Then another day I noticed that the temperature started to rise a little bit. So it should be, let me show you something. It should be right in the middle, right there in the middle. And the temperature was rising at least 2 lines or 3 lines, almost hitting the 3/4 mark. I was also not too worried about that, because maybe the previous owner took it off road or something like that and never cleaned the radiator, or maybe the thermostat was bad or something like that. Checked the thermostat, and the thermostat was completely messed up. It was stuck in the halfway position. So at that point I replaced it. It was a very easy fix. I was like, all right, that's it. It's a thermostat, right? There's not enough coolant getting to the engine because the thermostat was stuck in the halfway position. So to me that was it. The Jeep started to do a little bit better after that. It did improve it a little bit, but it wasn't what I was expecting. So at that point I'm getting a little nervous. So at that point I was like, okay, there is something going on here that I'm not looking at. So I have 2 problems now. I have the check engine light, and I also have the Jeep that is running a little bit hot. I went online and there were a lot of people having the same issues. The people talking about the 3.6 engines running a little bit hotter. They were talking about temperatures in the range of 240s, 235, 226s. And then to me, I don't consider myself to be an expert on the field or anything like that, but I've owned several cars by now, and I know more or less what is a good running temperature. And 240s, 230s, to me that's not a good running temperature. That's actually very hot. So online I couldn't find any good answers, so I took my Jeep to a dealership. They did a pressure test on the cooling system and it was perfectly fine. They also took all the air from the cooling system, which is something that I did right after I replaced the thermostat. I took all the air from the system because I know that is a common problem also on the Jeeps. And so the guy that was in charge of diagnosing what was going on with the Jeep told me that, hey, you know, at this point there's nothing else I can do. I don't see any problems with the cooling system itself. So I picked the Jeep from the dealership. I brought it home and I bought one of these combustion leak testers, right? And what it is, I'm gonna show you right now what it is, because I have it right here. Basically what you do is you take this liquid, you put it inside of this thing up to this mark, and then you start the engine and you put that on top of the radiator, right? You take the cap off and you put that on top of the radiator. If the liquid stays blue, that means that there is no combustion gases inside of the cooling system of the Jeep, so you're good. If for some reason the liquid changes to green or yellow, that means that there is some sort of leak, and that is really bad, because that means that you have either a head gasket is blown, or you have a crack in the head gasket, or for some reason your head gasket is warped. So I did a test on my Jeep and I got the really bad results. The blue liquid actually turned to yellow. That means that you have combustion gases getting into the cooling system, which is not what you want. Now, if you don't know this, hear me out, because this is very important. If you own a Jeep Wrangler JK, or if you're thinking of buying a Jeep Wrangler JK from years 2012 and 2013, Jeep extended the warranty on the left side head. So if you have any problem with the left cylinder head, they are gonna cover that for you, so you don't have to pay any money. They're gonna fix it, and that is because there was some problem with the manufacturing process of that. Now my problem is a little bit different. I don't think my problem is with the left side. I think my problem is actually on the right side, and that is because the code that I have is a P303, and that means that I have a misfire on cylinder number 3. Now cylinder number 3 is located on the right side of the engine. Remember, this is a V-shaped engine. There's only two choices. One is to fix the problem, you know, open the engine, see where the problem is and fix it. Hopefully the block is not damaged, but you never know. You have to open the engine to see if there is any further damage. But yeah, that's choice number 1. Choice number 2 is to buy a new engine, low mileage engine from a 2014. That's my second choice. They both suck, you know, because you have to spend a lot of money. I already paid a lot of money for the Jeep. I do want to fix this as soon as possible, so whatever option I'm going with, it's gonna be soon. I'm not gonna wait too much time. So thank you so much for watching this video. There's gonna be more content for sure, and as you guys can see, there's a Jeep XJ right there. That's my baby. It's been so reliable. You know, it's crazy. That Jeep is from 2000. It's been working for 20 years, and I have no problems with that Jeep. I'm gonna try to fix that problem, and we're gonna get back hopefully next week with another video. So hopefully you guys like this video. Give it a thumbs up, leave me your comments, and tell me what should I do. And that's it. See you next time. Bye.